I don't even know what to make of that. I don't even know how it can go from.
Well, what do I make of it? That's what I made of it. It was like, oh, she probably saw this white guy who looks racist. He must be racist. But then when she saw me with my Chinese wife, well, he can't be racist because he's with someone who's not of his race.
Fair enough.
So
fair
that's
enough.
racial. That's racial.
But hey, it's also a concern considering what was going on that day. If that is fact,
that was Friday evening.
That was Friday evening.
Friday evening.
And that was that downtown DC or was that?
I don't know what downtown means. It was like
yeah, I'm sorry.
Maybe 5, 6 blocks from the White House or something like that.
It just sounds an odd leap coming from somebody who wasn't there. It just sounds like a very odd leap.
Well, this was Friday night, and you know, and I just made a note of it.
And you said it was a soft thing.
Yeah, and it happens. You know, it's not an unusual thing. It was like I made some big note of it or anything. It's just that when I was watching that ACORN, I was going to sleep that night. All right, and I'm seeing this this racial stereotype. All right, I mean, ACORN is most of their workers are black. I understand. Okay,
and you have a lot of white workers.
Well, I don't dispute that. The head and the biggest, perhaps the biggest thief in ACORN is white. The actual founder, I forget his name, Rathke or something like that.
We'll be here forever if we sit and talk about
$1 to $5 million according to some congressman. $1 to $5 million.
Some congressman.
That's amazing.
So that's some congressman that has issues himself.
Well, no, the ACORN themselves acknowledge that they have covered up $1 million of it.
Well,
but there's a Louisiana Attorney General saying it could be up to $5 million. He hasn't completed his investigation yet. Right?
Well, let's see,
now these aren't numbers I'm making up.
Well, let's see how things go with ACORN. You got to bear in mind
I'm just telling you all the information I have so far. This all starts to feed into my attitude, my moods, and I've fallen asleep watching as these women in ACORN are not only facilitating tax evasion and prostitution, but slavery.
Slavery.
Slavery. Yeah. Sex slavery, by the way, is slavery.
But see, the thing is,
slavery is
slavery. You're going by the propaganda that's been thrown out there by ACORN. Listen, I know James O'Keefe. I had to deal with him. James O'Keefe is the videographer.
Okay.
James O'Keefe was at Rutgers University. I'm originally from New Jersey, New Brunswick, New Jersey, and he went to Rutgers University and he was doing this crap and he was publishing a right-wing newspaper, pissing a lot of people off on campus, and he has a bone to pick with African Americans. I have seen it personally. So I don't trust anything that James O'Keefe says. And considering the ACORN office here in Philadelphia,
stop a second. I don't know that Mr. O'Keefe said anything.
I
only watched the video.
Yeah.
And what I saw in the video is, in fact,
saw the videos.
What you're seeing right now in this video is real. Just as I saw that video was just as real.
But unlike this video, this is not going to be edited.
Oh no, excuse me.
That one,
That one was not edited. You can tell it wasn't edited. And secondly, ACORN only asserted that the first of 4 were fake. Once they realized there were more coming, they seemed to stop accusing them as being phony and started firing people. That's what ACORN has. That's how ACORN responded today.
You do have jackasses in everything. I mean, we have jackasses in every kind of company. They're not disputing that. But they're not saying that the whole company is corrupt, the whole organization is corrupt.
I know.
And they're not going to say that the whole organization is corrupt based on what James O'Keefe is presenting. And they're trying to pull the stunt that Philly was lying about throwing them out of their offices now. That's a lie. Because they have the police report for that.
I don't care about all that noise. All I care about is I saw on video ACORN facilitating sex slavery. Now, President Obama, and I think he's fairly accurate, although only in the broad sense of the term, President Obama said that slavery was America's original sin. And I agree with him. And I'll be damned if I stand by silent and watch that sin be recommitted.
And there wasn't too many people.
I am just pissed about that. But now let me finish. Now you asked me to talk to you about what was leading up to that for me, and that's what I'm doing. All right. This is not a fact-based thing for you. You're interviewing me, correct?
Yes, but it's also not a fact-based thing that you're working on here.
I am. I'm telling you the facts as I know them and that evening.
But that wasn't the facts. That's what I'm trying to say.
The fact is, I am watching Fox News.
This is where you were going.
The fact is, I was watching on Fox the broadcast of the videotape, the undercover videotape of ACORN trying to facilitate prostitution, sex slavery, and tax avoidance.
Okay.
All right? I saw that. I fell asleep to watching that. I was watching that in bed in my hotel room. I fell asleep to it. I woke up the next morning late. My wife and I both rushed around to get to the parade route, kind of sort of on time. We got there a little late, but that's okay. It was still kind of active, and I had the opportunity to actually talked to a lot of people who made signs. That was the main thing I was there for, was to find out, well, why did you come here? I mean, you could read it on the website, 92 different reasons why they went.
Yeah.
Well, that's no kind of thing for me. I need a specific focus, you know?
Okay.
Because it's like all over the place. It's all over the place, you know? So come out if you want to scream, I guess. I don't know.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I mean, that happens at every protest.
So I figured the best thing to do is to actually talk to the people who went to the protest. Why are you here? You know, and talking to people who made their homemade signs was easiest of all, because of course you could just go up and say, hey, I like your sign, tell me about the sign, what inspired you to write the sign, you know, and just natural conversation flowed from there. And I was having a great morning talking to people. I mean, it's been a long time since Americans actually engaged in conversations about history and politics. And I think that it's one of the...
ain't due to lack of trying, I can tell you that much.
I think I'm thinking about this collectively. There've been those of us who are just addicted, so to speak, to history, as I am, and are just always at the ready to say something.
That's how I get into my politics. So
yeah, you're into history too.
Oh, my father was a history teacher.
Oh, I didn't know.
So I had no choice.
So anyway, you know, it got late in the morning. I don't know, maybe early afternoon. I'm not sure the exact time. But my wife and I decided, well, let's go grab something to eat before the crowd gets hungry.
Right.
So we went.
Smart move. I've been to enough protests for that.
Exactly. So we walked around and we found a little hotel. It was a nice hotel. We went in and we ate. Had some conversations with people there. There were a lot of people in the restaurant that were, you know, part of the event.
All right.
And I remember when we went to the restroom after we got done eating, waiting for my wife, as we all do, right?
Okay.
And I got in a conversation with a couple from Michigan. And their topic was ACORN. So we're getting off on ACORN, right? And my wife comes out and we go back to the parade, and I'm still talking about ACORN. And of course my wife finally says, shut up, it's a beautiful day, can't we just enjoy the day? We're having a good day. So yeah, you're right, okay. We get across the street, and basically, you know the rest from my summary at the end of that video.
Right.
But I can get into the details of
because that's
step by step.
Even though it was in the video, there was something.
That was a summary. It wasn't exactly detail by detail, you know, correct.
Yeah, because you said you came across the police. They
I'm gonna tell you. So my wife and I are walking up. It's kind of like a hill in front of the Capitol building, and we're walking up the hill, and just beginning to get into a crowd. You know, where it gets more and more dense. We're just beginning to get kind of dense, and this woman come running up to me, asking me if I was a cop. I get that a lot too. Are you a racist or are you a cop? I mean, I get a lot of that.
Sometimes you get a little bit of both.
Yeah, you're a racist cop. I get a lot of that too. Yeah. But I said, no, what's the problem? She said, no, I got to find a cop. She went running off, and I thought, well, that's kind of weird. So I decided to follow her, you know, and I saw her up ahead. She found a cop, and she started angling back into where she came from. So my wife and I started going over there as well. See, I thought, my wife's an RN, she's a registered nurse, and I thought there was some sort of medical problem. In that kind of environment, it's difficult to have a heart problem, and she is a heart nurse particularly. So that's basically where my curiosity was. Right? Plus, I kind of fell in love with these people who were busy talking to them in the morning, because they're Americans, and they really are, like, they're not evil people, they're people, and they're American people. So I just kind of felt for the crowd. I was beginning to feel like one of them, although I didn't know whether I shared their objectives. I'm not even sure they knew what their objectives were, but I could feel their heart, you know what I mean? I could feel the spirit when I was talking to them.